I'm a people pleaser, and for the longest time, I've had problems saying no. Specifically, no when it comes to feeling like I disappoint the other person, or when I feel like a relationship is at stake, if that makes sense. And also in the professional field, when I even know the person and I know that they're trying to take advantage of me and my skills. And in the long run, it's hurting me. Hey, do you have a sec? Sure. Great. I need you for a second. Could you come quick? Sure. Got a sec? Dude. I want people to like me, especially when it comes to friends and family, obviously. I think that's a given. So I guess a big reason for me lies in fear of rejection, conflict, or just the fact that you help each other, like your friends, your family, and that's what you do. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for that. I like helping out, being there for family and friends. But the line of just helping out or saying yes to every small thing is pretty thin. But that's not all. People might make you feel guilty on purpose or not. Like they say, I did this for you the other time, or, do you remember when I helped you with that? And obviously that's not okay, but that goes in hand with feeling guilty. And sometimes it's really hard to then say no, even though that would be the right thing to do. And being played the guilt card is shit, excuse my language, but especially coming from a family member. Again, you do something for someone because you love them, because you like to help, not because you expect something back. But I don't want to be forced into helping someone only because you helped me. Now I need to help you. That leads to resentment and conflict ultimately. When I started my business, I was aware that I would maybe lower my prices a little bit at the beginning, maybe go to an extent that just to put a foot in the door, maybe even do work for almost free. But then again, really, do I really need to do that? Why is that assumption something that is common, at least around here? Because it shouldn't be. I should be paid the price that I'm worth. And I know from myself, I undersold myself at the beginning a lot, simply because I thought, hey, if I give them a good rate at the beginning, they might like what I do and they might hire me more. But the problem is then asking for the rate that you would usually ask, or that you feel like you're worth at the time. They won't pay that, obviously, because they said, okay, you made the first thing for free or basically for cheap. Why do I need to pay you so much now? A friend should support you in your business, and if they need your skills, then they should totally pay the full price, in my opinion, because that's a friend saying, hey, I support your business, I support what you're doing, I want you to succeed, and not, hey, we are friends, can I take advantage of you, if it's on purpose or not. And of course you're gullible and you believe that it will help you in the future again, but am I wrong to believe that a friend should support a friend and they should pay the money that the business or the work is worth? And that goes a long way, I think, because you still work the same amount of hours, or even more maybe, because you want to prove that you're doing a good job and you're not getting paid for those hours. You're doing it for free or cheap or without any compensation. And you might say no, or just ask for the price that you want. Yeah, sure. There's so many factors. There's insecurity at the beginning. There's like, am I allowed or am I able to charge that much money for what I'm doing? And it's a lot about confidence, but it's also a lot about self-respect. And also it's a learning curve. Usually when you start a small business or you start a freelancing company or whatever, you undersell yourself at the beginning. And well, that's exactly the reason why I'm talking about this right now. I took on so many jobs because of favors for people, because of people asking me to, help them out. And I really didn't want to do it in the first place. And I get that when you start out with business, sometimes you don't have the privilege to say no to things because you just need the money, you just want to work. But I felt used at the beginning of my career, and I ended up working many hours for nothing, for no compensation at all. And I heard the phrase, hey, I'm just starting out, I pay you when I make money, a lot. I know it's pretty stupid to say yes to those things, but again, there are many factors that played into me saying yes to those things. I know that saying yes to things, especially at the beginning of a career, and also friends and family, is part of it. You do things that you don't necessarily want to do. You do stuff that is not super in your focus, but you need the money, you want to work. But that comes with a cost, because if you say yes to everything that comes along without even thinking about it, or without even acknowledging the fact that maybe you get taken advantage of, you still do work, you still work a lot for almost no compensation. That adds stress to your life. The workload is getting heavy, and even burnout is something that can result into doing that. And because of that lack of fulfillment and just being constantly stressed, I ask myself a lot of times, like, why am I doing this? Is this really something I want to do for longer? And I also felt like, because of how much work I did at the beginning with little to none compensation, I had no time for things that I wanted to do, like, make videos, make short films, do creative things with people that actually fulfill me. And you start feeling resentment towards people that take advantage, maybe if they do it on purpose or not, but that's what you feel. And I think being aware of, hey, maybe if I ask someone for something that they're good at, then maybe I should be aware of, hey, maybe I should compensate them well. Maybe I should pay them the rate that they're worth, even though they're good friends, even though they're family. And that goes a long way, because just the fact that you may be aware of it shows respect towards what they're doing. And I'm just speaking from myself. Being in that situation, it's easier to see that. So how do you escape that people-pleasing notion? How do you say no? A big part of it is just being aware of it, like recognizing this toxic trait, and learn to see the patterns when you do it, and why you say quick yes to things that you don't necessarily want to do or can't do. And sometimes it's just easy to take a step back, because afterwards, like saying quickly yes to something, and then afterwards you're like, I shouldn't have not said yes to that because I don't want to do it. And sometimes it's really just saying yes without thinking about it. So maybe take a step back next time when someone asks you something, and just ask yourself, like, you want to do that? Is it something I can do right now? Do I have the energy? Say, I want to think about it first, or I need to think about it and then get back to you. Or to make you feel less guilty, especially when it comes to friends and family, is I don't have time right now, but I'd love to, but I can't. Or I'm really swamped, I'm stressed, I don't have the headspace for that. Or even, I can't help you with that necessarily, but maybe let's find a different solution. But yeah, it's a behavior that has been trained for years, especially for me, and it's not easy to just turn it off. But small little steps can break the cycle of people pleasing. So I'm not an expert on this, obviously, and I started recognizing behaviors a couple of years ago that I'm not the best at saying no. And from a business perspective, this is even worse, because you're getting taken advantage of much, much easier. And you say yes to things that you know that will hurt you financially or time-wise, and even maybe creatively. And therefore I'm not equipped with all the right answers yet to combat this thing. But I wanted to talk about the things that I know, and I wanted to start a conversation with you maybe, and ask you for tips for things that you do to stop this people-pleasing behavior. So I ask you to maybe drop a comment and tell me your story with people-pleasing, and maybe something that you do that helps you in recognizing this toxic behavior. And lastly, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time, for liking, maybe subscribing. It means a lot to me, and until next time.